Oh no. Oh no. What is bueno? Ah, como que dice? Como que dice? Hey yo, we ain't have not one light problem, and then the show starts, and all of a sudden, right? Mother front door. How's everybody doing? All right, we are live. And now that we're live, we can start the show. Let me start recording for the pod folk so they can hear what's going on. And we'll get into today's topics and what we're going to be talking about. Remember to head over to patreon.com/Kasabian. It's real simple. /Kasabian. It's right there on the screen underneath me. My bad. Man, my chest hurts, y'all. So let's bear with me. But we're going to get it popping. Pop, 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 pop. Popping. All the little jokes that I used to make when I was a kid about being old and my chest hurt and I can't breathe, that shit's coming true. It's not funny anymore.
God Almighty.
Good
Like
God
back in the
Almighty.
old
Oh
days.
shit, y'all can hear that.
You know, years ago, they
Good
had
God
the
Almighty.
AR and
I can't play the music. Remember, if you're watching, you can't listen to the music. You would have to listen to the pod, which will be immediately available on Spotify, Apple, Google, and everywhere. But if you watch, you cannot hear that. Make sure you head over to patreon.com/Kasabian. We will be on there this week with our first live. Oh, it's going to get nasty. I think. I don't know.
music's gonna last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow.
Bam, 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 bam. We should have took that out. Cake, 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 cake. We should have took it out. Some chambermelinos. No, Chabadon Bebos. Some chamberlulilos. Something like that. Paramachino chamalama dudinos. Oh no, he ain't even started yet. It's Kasabian. Kasabian Lavoe Show. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. I'll be your host with talent on loan from God, live from Las Vegas. This is episode 313. We have come a long way. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone, the millions and millions of listeners. I stopped saying that. But shout out to the millions and millions of listeners, and welcome to the show that nobody watches. Head over to patreon.com/Kasabian and subscribe today. We will start going live this week. I'm trying to find out how to do like single events on there, but we'll figure it out. Again, head over to patreon.com/Kasabian. That's Kasabian. It's on the screen right below me. Patreon.com/Kasabian. Lavoe. No Lavoe, because I want to make it easy and fast. Like, just go there and subscribe. Subscribe fast. Shut up. Let me tell you something. If you listen and you don't catch all the Office references that I make, just delete yourself. Delete yourself. Why'd I get demonetized? No, because I had the clapping playing over it. Don't do that. Lavo. All right. Today is a fun-filled show, and it's packed. Packy-ayaki. I remembered to push record today. We started recording audio early today, and I didn't do shit for hair and makeup. I think they did a little puff on my face to stop me from shining, and that was it. My tonsils were swollen today, and here we are. Let's get into today's show. 6ix9ine has been back for one day, and he's already beefing with somebody. This shit's amazing. And a little birdie told me that Posty Malone might be putting on an album. I don't know what I say, but I want to say something. Whack 100 versus Trick Daddy. That was amusing. I really like Clubhouse, you guys. You don't understand. Cam Newton's comments. Let's touch on them. Pause. I think it's funny, but that's pretty much it. I don't take this shit serious. DJ Khaled got a Hollywood star, and I'm completely befoozled. What the fuck has Khaled really done? Sorry, no offense. Do you, boo-boo. I'm just saying. What did he do? Mano likes to role play with. He likes to be with white women and runs away, and then they beat him. The football player said he wanted to be a cat on the porch. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm just, hey, stepsister. Oh no, stepmom. Oh, don't lie. You know you Googled. That's the highest search in Pornhub, so I don't want to hear it. That's a fun fact. There we go. Let's clap it up for that. For everybody that searches stepmom porn, you sickos. Also, let's talk about the nastiness that's going on in LA with the Follow Me 5. That's what the news people call it. I don't know what that means, but they basically follow you home after you go shopping. Pardon self. We'll talk about the subway shooter in New York City. There's an economic shock coming. It's an article that I read. We should talk about it. I want to spread the news. Elon's being sued over his Twitter purchase. We'll find out why. This is a big deal. He bought so much of it, and it's such a big platform that I'm very convinced that this is like the next telephone as far as utility is concerned, in my eyes. This is big. Pause. And it's a big deal. 50 Cent and Young Buck. We're going to have a full story time on Young Buck and 50. There's a lot of information that people may not know, may have forgotten, and don't even know what really happened between 50 and Buck. And it was really, really interesting to see that Buck is now just out here playing the victim. Like, I don't get why. You know what you did, but we'll talk about that. How's my sound? It sounds watery. I don't know if it's watery or not. But anyway. Flip or Flop, one of my favorite shows. I love Tark and Christina and the new families they've started. And it's over. They're breaking up again in the show fashion. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I had this feeling coming because I thought they were too close. We'll talk about that. And that's actually the position that me and Mandy are trying to fill in over there at Discovery Plus and HBO. Hopefully before the merger. I don't know, but I'm trying to get over to HBO. That's the goal. Me and Mandy are making the push to be America's next family. Oh, big push. J Balvin canceled all his shows here in America. We'll talk about why. You know, J Balvin's been going through some shit. From having a young lady on the leash to getting dissed by we'll talk about it. And then Michael Jordan, bro, I want to be like Mike, still is a thing. He got kicked out of a golf course, and what do you think he did? We'll talk about it. Bust a couple shots for that boy one time. Michael Jordan is still an amazing person. Let's get into today's show. 6ix9ine has literally been back for one fucking day, and he's already starting shit with 5 Foreign over this whole King of New York bullshit. He went to New York for a day, shot a video in front of some apartment building, and got graffitied up after he left. Per usual, the dude's like, he's like Darkwing Duck. He pulls up, does his thing, and dips. Nothing's changed with 6ix9ine. It's still 6ix9ine. This shit better go. If the music don't go, he needs to just sit down and just call it a day. I'm glad he got out of his deal, but the shit's old already. Stop with the beef before one of these dudes really busts your fucking cocoa watermelon. And they're gonna hit you with the blicky and the sticky, okay? So, brace yourself. A Post Malone album is on the way and it's supposed to drop in like a week. I am geeked. I'm geeked. The new Post Malone dropping is going to be super dope, and it's going to be the album of the summer, and I'm going to tell you that now. And it's going to be Fuego, because they've been holding this bitch for a minute. And I think it's very interesting that they've been holding it for a minute, and one of the biggest songs is not as big as it should be with Weeknd and Post, which blows me away. I got one coming over here, one right now. One right now. That song. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. When he's like, I never wake up and I'm gonna say, it was weird, yo. That the Weeknd got this weird obsession with like dudes boning his chick and him singing about it. Like, not for me, bro. Either way, shout out to Posties. That's my boy. I really do love Post Malone, bro. We'll talk about when we get there. I was on Clubhouse and look, listen, now it's one of those like Dom DeMarco, per usual. I got. It looks like I'm crazy, right? That I just did that. Anyway, I be on Clubhouse just laughing it up. I really want to talk to Wack about managing me, but I just be on there for the bullshit. Wack was on there beefing with I'll pause that. Actually, Weekend and Post are both beefing with the label, and I think they're on the same label. So it doesn't surprise me that the biggest song of the year got watered down and hidden on purpose. How do y'all like the background? Huh? Huh? But yeah. So the label issues do, show me that there's stagnation in their careers, but hopefully they can get this music out and we can get the popping. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to Whack 100 and Trick Daddy. How fucking funny is it that Trick Daddy is... Bro, Trick Daddy's like a reverse clone. He's like what happens when they fuck up a clone. Trick Daddy was like this cool rapper, and like he popped up out of nowhere, and he was like 450 pounds. He looked like he was diabetic. No offense to anybody with diabetes. My best friend growing up had diabetes. So please, no offense. I'm just saying he looked sick in the face. He had the yellow eyes, like he had jaundice. It wasn't looking good for Trick Daddy. The fact that Trick Daddy wants to start with Whack 100, knowing that Whack 100 is going to pull out all the stops to embarrass his ass on TV or on Clubhouse is beyond me. He goes on Breakfast Club. Trick Daddy goes on Breakfast Club, is having his interview, brings up Whack 100. Come to find out, Whack 100 knows a woman that Trick Daddy pillow talks to about Whack 100, which is phenomenal that that's even a thing, right? That 45 and 50-year-old men are still pillow talking. Nonetheless, he did. Whack chopped his ass up. Whack brought up the fact that Trick Daddy beat his ass on stage for his name. If you go to YouTube right now and you look up Trick Daddy and Trick in Detroit, you'll see Trick beating the bricks off that boy, telling him to change his name and some more shit. You know it's not to play in the no-fly zone in Detroit. Uncle Trick is not to play with, cuh. Y'all know this shit. I stop fucking with Whack, y'all. He runs Clubhouse, and if Whack hears this, I need you to manage this. Head over to patreon.com/Kasabian. Make sure to follow the or sub. I gotta get better at saying that, but I will. Make sure y'all head over there to patreon.com and head over to Clubhouse and check out what they doing over there. Oh God! Don't tell me what to do with the background light. Don't tell me. The video looks like a villain. Yeah, nah, bro. Let me tell you something. That's hilarious. The chat is going pretty crazy. When The Weeknd did the plastic surgery face, yeah, that was pretty gross. As well as, I ain't even gonna lie, when Trick Daddy did his plastic surgery face, that scared the shit out of me. Hold up. You think it'll come up? Plastic. I can't spell. Let me see. See, yeah, this is gross. That was gross. That was gross, bro. Why he do that? That is so weird to me. Why did anybody think that that was okay to do? That was amazing. Yes. And let's talk about those Cam Newton comments. And honestly, okay, let's really be honest. He didn't say anything. You know what my issue really is when they do have these comments like this that really rouse shit up? There's never no response to like why they start this shit. For example, when they say, oh, a woman got to cater to me and a woman got to this and that. Listen, I eat the box to let my girl know to come blow me. Like, it's that simple. Like, I cater back. It's not that I just want you to cater for me. Like, I feel like these dudes get on these platforms and just say all this shit, but they don't say what they gonna do for their girls. And it's beyond providing. Like, that's the easy part. Motherfucker, you gotta pay rent and keep the fucking bills on. Like, you gotta live too. Add a couple more dollars and a couple of people can live with you. So I hate hearing that argument. And yeah, we're gonna go half on the bills. This is a motherfucking team. We put this shit in the pot, we break it down, and we eat all together. But that's not even the point. I just hate hearing these people have these conversations where it's always one-sided, like, yeah, I need women to this and women to that. And that's cool if that's how you feel. What do y'all do? That's my only thing. Like, do you cater back? Like, you know, sometimes I just want to blow your back out in the kitchen real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just going to ask you to come and do something. Sometimes I want to do something that, you know, benefit both of us. Sometimes I want to just fucking pull your panties down and start eating the box. Slap you on the ass. Bow. Cater. I make food. The fuck I cook great fucking food. This shit like that. Like y'all always be like, oh, I make money, so my bitch got to do everything for me. I don't know. I think that shit is corny. It's just corny. Rollout. It feel like a fucking rollout. DJ Khaled got a star on Hollywood, and I'm just confused. What? Apparently, you just got to fill out an application. We will be filling out an application for a star on Hollywood as soon as possible. Whatever we have to do at the Kasabian Lavoe Show, I will be filling out the app to have a star on Hollywood. So y'all got to support us for that. Make sure you head over to patreon.com/Kasabian. That's patreon.com/KASABIAN. Now, baby, tell me what you want to do. Now tell me, do you want to get freaky? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna not do that. My bad. I had a thing. They gonna run out of what? Spots. What type of spots we talking about? Beg pardon? What is happening over there, you guys? Okay. Mano. Yeah, I was out of key. I'm a F flat in auto-tune. Here, you want to see my auto-tune voice? My auto-tune. Bitch. Okay. Mano goes on a podcast and says that he likes to role play that he's a runaway slave and then he gets fucked or fucks a white bitch. That shit is crazy. Why does anybody... Okay, first off, hold on. No judgment. That's dope. That's what you like to do. I role play with my old lady. Sneak in the room and shit. Put on a mask in the middle of the night. Give me that pussy, bitch. Shit like that. Like, that's fun. Hey, stepsister. Shit like that. If you don't role play with your partner, you are corny as fuck. This shit is wild. But just a week ago, the football player said that he pretends to be an alley cat and he basically lays out naked on the back porch and his bitch comes outside and picks him up and like pets him. And then he, after the lady brings him back to life, I don't know if he gets bubble baths from his bitch or some shit, but that shit be wild as fuck. And hell yeah, the stepmom porn is the best. That's just what it is. Give it up for stepmom porn. Blow the horn one time. And if you don't believe that, if that's not something it's the highest searched on Pornhub. It is. So tough noogies. Like, get over it. Why were we talking about that? Oh yeah, Mano is a nasty motherfucker though, boy. He was like, sometimes I like her to beat me and shit. I'm like, okay, pause. That's deep. I'm not into all that. I just got into feet. That's my new thing. I realized I like feet. My wife has very feminine hands and feminine feet. And I was like, yo, paint them motherfucking toes white. And I'm blowing her shit out, touching her toes. Man, touching that palm of her foot. That motherfucker was going crazy, boy. Man, that's why we starting a late night show. Make sure you head over to patreon.com/Kasabian so you can check out our new late night show and you get an extra pod a week as well as a live Zoom call at the end of the month. Make sure you head over to patreon.com. It's time to go.
A few moments later.
All right, back to the show. So, New York City. Oh, the drama continues. How dangerous is it out there? I promise you it should get better, but I don't see it getting better. Just being honest. The subway shooter in New York yesterday, obviously, or the day before, obviously took everybody completely off guard. It's kind of just, man, it is, be careful. Be safe, be careful, and make sure that you're aware of your environment because shit can happen anywhere. I believe they caught him right before the show started, or like a couple of hours ago before the show started. So the story's a little dated, but nonetheless, we'll give the story. And, you know, hopefully people seek peace in what happened yesterday because it's very terrible and tragic. And, you know, we send our condolences to all the families and all the victims that suffered, you know, any type of trauma in this situation because that's traumatizing. Like, do you understand the subway in New York City is like a prominent fucking way of transportation? That's terrible. From CNN, the man identified Wednesday as a suspect in the New York subway shooting had talked about violence and mass shooting in YouTube posts, in video posts on YouTube, including one uploaded Monday. A manhunt's now underway for Frank James, 62, a suspect in the mass shooting Tuesday that left 10 people with gunshot wounds and 19 others injured in Brooklyn. This happened in Brooklyn in the morning. Smoke bombs, had a gas mask on. Shit's crazy. The department told CNN on Wednesday police believe no one, or excuse me, I don't know why my brain does that. Police believe none of the wounded have life-threatening injuries. NYPD released several photos of James and asked anyone with information about where he might be to contact police. So he didn't kill nobody? That's good to know. The NYPD believes James rented a U-Haul van whose keys were found at the scene of the shooting. It appears to be, I don't buy it. Whoa, Gilly, you're tripping. I'm not reading that. And wow, I'm just going to read the story. In what appears to be his last video posted Monday, James talks about someone who engaged in violence and ended up in jail. He said he could identify, but talked about the consequences. In quotations, I've been through a lot of shit where I can say I want to kill people. I want to watch people die right in front of me, right in front of my fucking face immediately. But I thought about the fact that, hey, man, I don't want to go to no fucking prison. And nonetheless, he did this heinous act. Be careful, pay attention, just look around, be nice to folks. You don't ever know what people going through. Maybe a nice hello could save your life. Just being honest, a hello, a cordial, hey, what's going on? How you doing today? Maybe something that, can protect you from something tragic like this, because this is fucking crazy, man. This is wow. Our next story, which, the headline really caught my eye. It said that we're about to go into an economic shock. And I agree. I really feel like something's coming, and I'm really not sure because I'm not the brain to figure it out. But there are smarter brains out there that can explain this better. I'm just here to bring you the news from my ghetto point of view. Make sure to head over to patreon.com/Kasabian and subscribe now for an extra pod a week. We're going to do an extra pod a week. Maybe once a month. Maybe an extra pod a month. And then we got to figure it out. And then the live events and all types of stuff. Patreon.com/Kasabian. The economic shock. Let's talk about what's going on with the housing market and what's going on with our money. Fortune, the economic shock hitting the housing market is starting to do some damage. The message from the Federal Reserve is pretty clear. The central bank is done sitting on the sidelines as inflation eats away at Americans' buying power. To be successful, of course, they'll need to rein in one of the biggest drivers of runaway inflation, the red-hot U.S. housing market. In quotations. We saw a clear shift in the housing market. Rates rose to 5% at the end of March. Devin Banch, vice president of research at John Burns Real Estate Consulting, told Fortune, we're hearing about qualification issues, raising cancellations, and increased buyer hesitation, particularly at entry-level price points and in remote locations. This is interesting. This is really interesting. When you look at the data, there are some early signs of cooling. Since housing inventory bottomed in March, some of the new market directions indicators are showing softening. Fewer builders are raising prices from 1 month to the next, and sales are expected for the next 6 months to dip. What I see is that people are getting priced out at the low end. I mean, it's very obvious that these numbers, although they have gone up expeditiously for others, God damn it, I got hiccups. If they've gone up, although prices have gone up on homes and they've gained, amazing numbers. It's not good for everyone. Unfortunately, there's never a market where you can grow one side and the other side gets the benefit as well. Somebody's going to lose. This is definitely a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. And if you sell, be prepared to leave your state or spend more money than you wanted to for the house that you want, because you're going to have to deal with the same thing that the buyer of your home is dealing with, which is what the problem is. A lot of new home buyers can't afford these in Vegas right now. $465 is your minimum home. Every time I tell you guys a number in Vegas, it goes up by about $5,000 per month, almost $10,000 per month. People are being priced out. Now mortgages are going up. The percentages are raising because they're trying to stop inflation. So now they got to tax money. Okay, that sounds great. People under the age of 36 haven't seen a 5% mortgage rate. This is the first time they've ever even seen that number. When I got my first house, it was at a 7.9. It wasn't great. But that was a great fucking deal then. And then I remember we refied at 4. That's not a thing today. Like today, you're getting a 2 or 3 with great credit. You can get something low. Oh, my damn chest. But somebody clip that sound. What sound? What sound you talking about? Oh, chest. Anyway, let's get into this next story of Mr. Musk. You know, the interesting thing about this whole Twitter buy is that he can buy this shit down and like shut it down. Like he could really do some deviant things. So I'm watching because he has a lot of power. Twitter is a lot of people's bread and butter. Some would say that that's their whole life. And Elon basically has that in the tip of his hands. But something's going on. He wanted to join the board. And when he was accepted to join the board, he turned back and said he didn't want to do it. From what I read, it had something to do with tax implications and his lawsuit that's going on and other things. Why is he being sued? Apparently, he was supposed to tell the whole world before he bought it that he was going to buy those shares because it would have definitely changed Twitter's value, right? So it would have ran up Twitter's value. Then he would have had to buy his shares at the new high price instead of buying it at the low price. I think that's a bullshit cop-out. First off, that doesn't make any sense to me. But I assume that that's how everybody does it to keep it fair, I guess. Nonetheless, he bought it, did what he did, and now he's being sued. The stories that are complex. Elon Musk, who was confirmed this past weekend to not joining the Twitter board after all, has been sued by a shareholder. Per Reuters, a proposed class action filed in Manhattan federal court this week sees that shareholders arguing that and others were negligently impacted by Musk's delayed disclosure of his investment. As previously reported, the SpaceX founder was revealed earlier this month that he had taken a 9.2% stake in Twitter. The suit is brought by I don't even want to read their names. The allegations that Musk made really materially false and misleading statements and omissions based on Twitter posts. I don't know if that's gonna stick. I thought it was serious. Nah, this ain't shit. There's a fee. It's like $1,000 fee. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All right, story time with Young Buck. I'm gonna read this story from Complex. Then I'm gonna tell you what really happened with Young Buck and 50 Cent. So buckle up. This is gonna be good. Oh God. Okay. I do it on my lonely. So, stories at a complex. The 50 Cent and Young Buck saga goes way, way back, and we'll get into it all. But this came up this week, and I think it's very interesting. And I'd like to start off the story by just going into this article from Complex. In an appearance on It's Tricky with Raquel Harper podcast, former G-Unit rapper Young Buck claimed that 50 Cent pushed him into bankruptcy. In quotations, "We at a standstill. I'm definitely not looking to go down a whole long, drawn-out court situation. Things like that, when it could all get handled and be done on business level if we had the conversation to get the clarity." He said he could get whatever he's looking for from me. I can get whatever I'm needing from him. I can move on my life and continue to feed my kids. He could do the same. Like I said, my biggest situation was the fact that he sent a cease and desist out, trying to stop all of my music and getting everything pulled down based on saying that I'm an artist on G-Unit. He is an artist on G-Unit. This is a terrible contract and it wasn't a terrible contract. This is what happened. Young Buck was signed to G-Unit. G-Unit had great success. During that great success, that time period was amazing for G-Unit. G-Unit was going to open another leg in the South. Young Buck was supposed to lead G-Unit South. 50 Cent gave Young Buck a stipend, an amount of money to take care of that label. About $2 million, this is off the top of my head. It was about $2 million. The first artist that was supposed to come out of G-Unit South was Little Scrappy. So Little Scrappy was going to do his thing. I believe 8Ball and MJG were going to get picked up as well. It was gonna be a big move. G-Unit was huge. Like the G-Unit was like QC today. G-Unit was Young Money. G-Unit, whatever touched G-Unit was gonna take the fuck off. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Young Buck took the money, rented a bunch of cars, started spending money on houses and borrowing things that he basically was just spending the money from the label on his lifestyle. in which he wasn't supposed to. It's technically illegal. As a fiduciary, when you start a business, you're supposed to not commingle your funds. So the fact that that money was given to him by 50 Cent to create that label and fund that label, and he spent it on himself, created this situation. So, being in contract with 50 Cent, 50 wants to get paid for what he did. He never recouped those ends and those losses. Mind you, Scrappy never became an artist on G-Unit, never put out any music, never added up for him. Young Buck blew that bag, never put on any artists, no shows came of it, no money came back from it. 50 was fucked either way. Then Young Buck was on the phone crying like a little bitch over whatever was going on. Oh, 50, I'm wrong. Y'all can Google that tape. That destroyed Young Buck's career. Young Buck, up until that point, was a gangster. One of the biggest gangsters in the game. Ran up on stage and poked somebody with a butter knife live on TV. He don't give a fuck. Waiting on the lamb and everything just for Dr. Drake if somebody hit Dre. Young Buck was that guy. Then allegations came out that Young Buck liked to sleep with transsexual women. Or trans women. Excuse me. Pardon my ignorance. In that time, very taboo. Hurt a lot of people's feelings. Turned off a lot of people to his music. He always denied the rumors, but it always came back and it always continued to happen. It seemed that he kept a trans girlfriend consistently. Good on him. If that's what he liked, I don't give a shit. That never changed my views on him. Now, his money's always been funny because the deal with 50 was never fixed. They even tried to get back together and did the G-Unit reunion, and that didn't work out. I don't exactly know how bad his contract structure is, but I think a payout or a buyout would help if you had fire underneath you, right? He's kind of too late. But to say that 50 pushed him into bankruptcy, no, that's wrong. 50 didn't do that. You did that shit to yourself. You spent that money on drugs and bullshitting and trying to play Big Daddy, whoop whoop, and that was not what happened. His relationships and his dealing sexually really doesn't change him as a man. I don't judge him for that. He takes care of his kids. He works. He's a good dude. I don't take him as a bad guy. He ain't ever touched no kids or hurt nobody. So I never want nobody to talk bad on Young Buck, especially because that's the preference. I mean, if you look at most women around today, they got so much work done. They all kind of look alike. So I understand why he likes that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to understand why he's into that. I don't give a shit. Does that change his music? Hell no. Young Buck, at one point, Young Buck was arguably the best rapper in G-Unit. That was an argument that Young Buck was better than 50. That's real. That was a thing. This is just, it's weird timing. I wish the best for Young Buck. I hope that he can clean shit up, and it sucks for him. It sucks because that embarrassment never came back. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and say I understand you, because like I would love to hear some Young Buck music on some of this new shit. It might be dope. Buck was dope as fuck. I'm a G-Unit fan. Like, I'm a G-Unit stan. Just being honest with you. G-Unit is dope as shit, and I think they're fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's G-Unit. Like, we was all doing G-Unit. We all did that. Everybody did. Everybody. So, I'm a huge fan of Flip or Flop. Me and Mandy both love that show. We've been watching Turk and Christina since we live on the east side of Vegas. This is our goal in our career ventures next, is to get on television and be host of these types of shows, because this is what we want to do. And seeing that everybody keeps on leaving their shows and just things keep on moving around, I think it's time that we make our move. After watching yesterday's show, the show basically broke my heart. So I looked into it and I found this from the New York Post, and I want to talk about the Flip or Flop show. After 9 years, exes Turk El Moussa and Christina Hack vaguely announced that they're ending their popular HGTV series Flip or Flop without giving viewers a real reason why. Now there seems to be one. So there's a snitch, and this snitch gave away a lot of information, and we're definitely going to get into that. Bittersweet news to announce. It's the end of an era. Next week's episode of Flip or Flop will be the series finale. Hack caption on an Instagram post. You watched me beat cancer. You watched the babies grow up into the most amazing little humans, and in everything in between, he wrote in an Instagram post, but I'm not going anywhere, and I can promise you that you're going to love what's coming next. That was Turk. A source told the Post that following El Moussa's marriage to Selling Sunset star Heather El Moussa, staying on the show complicated things. It's not ideal to have two exes who share children working together so closely while their significant others are just standing by. It's too intimate. That was in quotations. Despite the end of the long-running show, the pair both have owned solo programs on the network. Christina on the Coast premiered in 2019, and Flipping 101 with Tark El Moussa began airing 2021. I think those are both awesome shows. Congratulations to both of them and all their success. I loved watching their growth. They were probably the realest ones on TV for me. Their breakup was a little sketchy. The shit was rough on both of them. And it was kind of just dope to watch how they came back together and became friends afterwards. I hope everything is cool. I said it myself. It felt like they were too close. Like it was a little sketch. Christina, she very much moved on. She went and had a baby with somebody. Turkey was married. You know, he just got married to his new shorty. But maybe I'm a chatty patty. I don't know. I'm gonna miss the show. I miss their dynamic. I would love to see Turk and his wife now do a show. Maybe they can take over flipping, or what they can call it something new. You know, flipping or flip flop 101, 102. I don't know. Him and his wife could do it, and she could move on. If Christina wants to move on because it ain't working on her half, I think they should be able to fix something. I don't know, maybe cut her like a 5% check off or whatever y'all make. I don't know. I think it'd be dope. Either way, I want to move into that space. That's my goal. I'm trying to find an agent so that we can start pitching, so that we can start doing. I want to do flipping shows. We want to do the dating shows, the cooking shows, the family shows. We want to do it all. As corny as that shit be sounding, I love all that shit, and that's where my career is gonna go next. I would love to do that. Thank you, Lorna. I agree 1,000%. Also, in today's news, we'll talk about J Balvin. J Balvin's been going through some things. I will be honest with you. I feel like J Balvin doesn't understand American culture, and because he has such a big American audience, it's really getting to him. COVID has prevented a lot of shows here in America, so a lot of concert goers are dealing with so many COVID rules and restrictions that shows aren't at full capacity the way they're supposed to be due to the restrictions. J Balvin has been dealing with one of the coldest diss songs of the fucking millennium. This diss song hit 25 million views in one day. 25 million views from Residente. A diss song from a fucking beast of a Puerto Rican rapper. Un reggaetonero. Fucking OG, triple OG. Destroyed that boy. He said he's racist. He had black girls on chains on stage and he was walking them like dogs. He didn't see a problem with that, but a lot of people did. Maybe be more diverse with your weird shit. I mean, remember we were just talking about role playing. You know, maybe these women agreed to do that, but is that okay? I don't know. They were okay with it. They wanted to be walked in that fashion, but maybe if he would have done a white girl and a black girl and a Spanish girl, like, I don't know, they could have been all Spanish girls. They just come in different colors, but that caused a big rift here in America, and it feels like that is really weighing on him. That man has a lot of mental health issues, and I know it's tough for artists that are like that in that fashion because I suffer from it too. I feel bad for him. I hope he can find his peace, but nonetheless, him canceling all his shows is one of those things that you just can't take back. It's a weak sign, and we'll get into it from remezcla.com. REMEZCLA. I can't read for shit. Lately, it's been a headline roller coaster for the Colombian pop star J Balvin. From the beginning, the subject of the infamous Residente diss track to releasing his major crossover track, what is wrong with my face today? With English songwriter Ed Sheeran. It seems like he's being talked about for all the wrong angles. But now, citing production-related difficulties, Balvin announced today, April 12th, that this Jose tour has been postponed, merely a week before it was supposed to kick off in San Antonio. Throughout the past year, we have been working tirelessly to bring you an exciting and immersive Jose Tour USA experience, where everyone feels welcome to come party. COVID has caused some unforeseen production challenges, and I wouldn't be able to keep my promise in giving you the most absolute best show possible. The In the Ghetto singer announced, that is so stupid that they do that, on Instagram, because I believe you deserve that. I made the difficult decision to reschedule the tour. All the details are still being worked through with my incredible team, but we'll be getting you the new dates within the next few weeks and honoring your tickets, he continued. I'm continuously in awe of all your love and support, and I can't wait to see you on the road, where we will be celebrating together to keep the good vibes rolling. I mean, what are we doing here with Boy? The tour's postponement comes after critics criticize performance. What the fuck is my mouth doing? The tour's postponement comes after criticized performance at the Bottega Annual's Estéreo Picnic Fest, where his set was described as the poorest show by the businessman and manager Julio Correll, who's known for bringing huge acts to Colombia. We'll see in a few weeks what the Colombian star will do. Bondega. What's that? Bondega? Meatball? J Balvin's a weird character, but I know he's so huge pause that we need to talk about it. And canceling that many fucking shows is kind of irritating, dog. People already have shit planned out. I think it's really fucked up that you wait a week before. But hey, what can I say? When I was growing up, everybody said they wanted to be like Michael Jordan. I never understood it because I grew up around drug dealers and thugs. So when I would hear shit like, I want to be like Michael Jordan and Mike, I ain't know nothing about that. I was short, I was kind of chubby, and I didn't really care much about playing sports. I like girls and I like making money. But let me tell you something. Michael Jordan has done some of the classiest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I respect the fuck out of this man. And after he slapped Mary J. Blige on the ass and told her to scooch on, that dude's a GOAT for the rest of his life in my eyes. So the story's from essentialsports.com. Michael got kicked out of a golf course. Michael Jordan got kicked out of a fucking golf course. Let's talk about it. Michael Jordan, after getting kicked out of an exclusive golf course, spent $20 million just to get back at them. In quotations. They said, you can't come back here. Hall of Famer Michael Jordan loves playing golf. Even after retirement, Jordan continues to play golf as his hobby. Playing with celebrities and professional golf players, Michael Jordan knows his way around the sport. He even owns his own golf course worth as much as $20 million. Though, before Jordan owned his own course, he was a member at a posh golf course. Michael was always very competitive and never let anyone be above him. After he was kicked off the golf course for a particular reason, Jordan's next move had everybody in awe. Jordan once wore cargo pants to a country club, La Gorsa in Miami, and he was asked to leave because of the same cargo pants. This might have been one reason why Jordan went off and bought a golf course, the Groove 23. It's fucking awesome. It's in Hobe, South Florida, estimated at approximately $20 million. The Grove 23 spans 15,000 square feet. The club is luxurious and not everybody's invited to play there. Under 100 members of the Groove 23, as only professional golfers, celebrities, and contacts of Jordan are invited to play. Compared to his previous experiences, his club even drops off snacks for golfers using drones. It's Jordan, baby. I want to be like Mike. I want to buy my own goddamn golf course. I hate going to golf courses. I really don't. I love golf courses. I just feel like people look at me weird because of the tattoos and shit. But either way, this is such a phenomenal story, and that's how you're supposed to use your money, damn it. That's a phenomenal way to use your money, y'all. Man, what a good thing to do. Listen, it's been a great show. I think we had a good one. Head over to patreon.com/Kasabian. Again, it's patreon.com/Kasabian. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. My name's Kasabian. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Live loves you. Wow.